Atlanta, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'd like to speak to you today about an undesirable yet very treatable complex virus that many of you may be suffering from today. This is an undesirable epidemic that has been evolving in remote parts of our Christian church. Many of you have been expressing concerns that I'd like to address. If you're unaware, this virus that I speak of is in fact titled the Singles Complex Virus. The Singles Virus, more shortly known as the Singles, the unmarried, the don't worry about me, I've got my passport, but your mom would prefer grandchildren instead. Now, what exactly is the Singles Complex Virus? Well, the Singles Virus is when a person beyond college age has failed to adapt to societal pressures of finding a lifelong partner and subsequently producing offspring. I know this term virus seems very daunting and a bit threatening, but I assure you the Singles Virus is totally not deadly, though some of you may still die alone. Now, it's funny because it hurts, laugh. What we've noticed about the singles is that their Christian friends always wonder why they're not married yet, and their non-Christian friends can't figure out why they're so stressed about it in the first place. Sex. Now, notice I'm pronouncing it the singles, not to be confused with the shingles, which is a reactivation of the chickenpox virus, causes very painful blistering rash on the epidermis. Quite the contrary. Where do these singles often find themselves? Well, singles are usually located in large clusters at young adult services, impromptu late night hangouts, Sunday brunch, and of course, poetry shows. Well, there you go. All right, now you can laugh at yourself. Awareness camps. And these singles often conduct what you may call awareness camps to bring increased attention to their problems, more commonly known as singles conferences. And this is where they come to pretend that they're okay with being alone. But really, they're just there because they don't want to be alone. Social behavior. If you see a single on social media, say Instagram, and they have a baby in one of their photos, they're very quick to let you know that child does not belong to them, with captions that say things like, wow, my nephew is getting big, or isn't my niece, capital letters, adorable? Hashtag, can't wait to have some of my own. Let's talk stats. I know many people are very fearful of the singles, but what our recent studies have found is that almost 100% of humans are actually born single. I say almost 100% because twins, obviously. Is the singles contagious? No. Short answer is no. It's perfectly safe to invite them over for dinner and feed them from time to time and allow them to interact with your children. Now, I know many people may hear this and say, wow, this all sounds very terrible. What can I do to rescue the single from their misery? I know. I'll hook them up with the nearest Christian I can find with a pulse. Some of you think that you're Spotify, always suggesting new options, but your algorithms are terrible. Just because you found the right one for you doesn't make you an expert at finding them for others. Oh, here's the consensus. Is the single aware of his or her ailment? Can the single know that they're singles positive? Yes. Very painfully aware. Only thing worse than being single is being constantly reminded that you're single. Well, thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I hope this has been informative and offered some clarity on the Singles Complex Virus. If you're looking for more information, I will have pamphlets and shirts available in the back. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. All right, a real poem now. Be serious for a moment. 5 things for the singles. 5. I know Sunday mornings can feel tribal. Everyone dances you into a fiery circle and sing familiar melodies like, why are you not married yet? When they speak of their beautiful family, sometimes it will feel like they are conjuring a ghost of the future you may never know. And when Sunday brunch is over, everyone catches a connection to home, but single feels like layovers or delayed flights. You fall asleep in the airport waiting for God to send some hope over the intercom. 4, when Monday arises from the weekend, still run from temptation like the hurricane that it is, from beds that never belonged to you. You drown yourself in sheets of lovers hoping to resurface with your heart uninjured, but pieces of you are still lost at someone's apartment. Now waking up alone feels as lonely as a foreign country. You've forgotten what your soul sounds like in your own language. Still Run from seduction like the fire that it is. It's smoldering regrets, because sin always tastes like cigarette smoke in the morning. 3. Guys, go to more singles events at church, because dudes don't really go to those, which means if you go, the ratio totally works in your favor. It's like a 25-to-1 ratio of these things. Just a pro tip. 2, nothing is running from you, from us. Everything good God intends for you will flow down this river you stand in. Slow pace. Don't let them rush you into affairs the triune God never conspired for you to be in. 1, no matter what season, faith over what you feel. You are not a leper, quarantined to the outer fringes of joy. Being single is less about getting ready for marriage, more about ready for eternity. And eternal life was not promised simply at the end of this age or the end of your singleness, but now. And when Jesus commands forever to arrive with his new heaven and new earth, marriage will be a faint memory lost in all the joy of heaven, for we will all be single forever, and the sun will never set on the days of our undying gladness. For Christ in all his glory will shine alone.